Hey, good morning. This is Karen with Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot, and today I'm going to do the journey spread today. I may or may not post tomorrow, I'm not sure. I'm using the Black Cat Tarot, and this is taking a look at what we're leaving behind. Since it's Friday, we're going to kind of use it as a weekly spread. We're going to take a look at what we're leaving, why, what's guiding us, challenge, and where it leads. So, here we go. What do we need to know? Okay, and I'll face it towards you first before I turn it towards me. Three cards on what we're leaving. We got the middle one. Okay. I like that. Tower, Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Why? Knight of Wands, and then what is guiding us? Six of Cups, and that's up here. Challenge, Knight of Swords. That is a person, I'm telling you. Well, we talked about the Knight of Swords yesterday and the King of Swords, and where does this lead? So when we look at where this leads, it's the first stop along the way. Keep in mind, any kind of journey is a long journey. And Ace of Wands. So, and we had Ace of Wands, I believe, yesterday too. So there is something really good coming in, I will say that. The Page of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. There is a feeling of protection to me to some degree. Like, in this deck, this guy is protecting his area. He's standing straight up. He's protecting his area. It feels to me, when I see this card, especially in this deck, it feels very protective. There's other Page of Swords that feel that way too. But it almost feels a little immature to me as well. Like protecting something, but kind of in an immature way. Maybe a little bit. And it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just kind of like maybe handling it a little bit wonky. I may have to clarify some of these because I don't want to get them wrong. I guess I should talk to you about it first. Well, sorry. Let's do that. And then where this leads. This is our challenge. When you look at these three cards in this spread, this journey spread, these are what you're leaving behind. These can be three separate situations, or they can be all in one. You kind of have to look at the cards to make that choice. Regardless, this journey is about, to me, some kind of destiny. The guiding is, to me, this card is really not about a choice. It can be. The why is more the choice. The guide is more like spirit, or your destiny, or subconsciously even. When I look at this, and the challenge, of course, is just something that's going to be a difficult situation, but this is where it's leading. And I just really like that energy, because we're leaving some stress behind too, with that Nine of Swords. So let's take a look. Okay. So I feel like, what's weird is that Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles are both going towards this way. And I feel like, okay, so this, I'm kind of moving around here because I want to tell you just how I'm feeling when I'm looking at the whole thing. This card I keep coming back to as the past, and these are going towards the past. And that's what you're leaving behind, this forward movement towards the past instead of getting out of the thing and allowing yourself to remember the past, but not feeling like you have to go back there. And that's what this reminds me of. This is like this energy, and if you look at it, this energy is all going this way, and even the challenge is going this way, but he's sitting the other way. Although he's reminded of the past, he's looking back at the past, but he's sitting that way. And this is even going that way. Like there's this fight against the past, but this is brand new. And it's creating something brand new as well. So I feel like, do you see what I mean when, if you're learning how to read, that's kind of where I'm going, and why I kind of look at the whole thing before I start, because a lot of it has to do with just the way things are facing and the way they're going. And I really got that feeling, because there's a lot of momentum going towards the past. So I feel like that's what this is. It's about going, wait a minute, something changed in the past, with that Tower card. And there was a lot of anxiety. And I do feel like, almost, I will tell you this, like, I almost get the feeling that the Tower, so I'm reading it as the Tower kind of was the change to this anxiety. There's something in this that tells me that you've kind of overcome that piece, the stress, and this is kind of like an Eight of Swords feeling as well, kind of being stuck. But because it's the 9, it is also about nightmares and facing yourself a little bit too. But I do feel like this was also kind of like the energy of looking at yourself and going, okay, this is what the Tower said. Okay, if you're going to be anxious, you need to take a look at why you're anxious, and is it worth it? And I do feel like that this change brought something new in, a new idea, a new feeling, something new. And this to me is like, okay, so while this is going away, the new thing was important. Like it was an important start to get rid of this anxiety. I do feel like this person is someone this anxiety and change wraps around. So this person's always going to be a challenge, probably. I feel like this is someone maybe that comes in and out of your life that's always a challenge. Not that they're a bad person. Let me make sure you understand that they're just a challenge to you for some reason. Either if it's an ex-lover or a child, or you care about them, and that's fine. It's all good. But to move forward, sometimes they could get in your way. Because it's definitely someone in your way. And I do feel like it's the King of Swords, Knight of Swords energy. So why are we doing this? Because we keep running towards the past. We keep feeling like we need to to go back there. We're trying to relive our past constantly, and we're realizing we've got to leave it behind. And that change has made us realize that. And I feel like, too, what is guiding us is, okay, and I think this is all about spirit this time, specifically. You got to leave this alone. You got to leave it in the past. You've got to look forward. It's okay to think about it. It's okay to learn from your past. It's okay to have fond memories, but it's time to leave it there. And all of this is saying, leave everything here. I like that energy. I'm going to read more about this, but I think this is freeing you to start this. And I did talk about this challenge, the Knight of Swords. There is a lot of energy here between the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Even that Ace of Pentacles feels like a lot of energy to me, because of the movement here. But this has to do, too, with something that you've really just have been really fighting to release. And then it leads to, once you've left this and have dealt with the past the way you should, you will have a new adventure. And this is where it's first leading. And I'm going to clarify. I'm going to ask for 3 cards on that ace, because I think that's the most important part here. Because I think what we're leaving, we all know what that is. If I'm telling you it was some kind of change that kind of you have been stuck on, but I feel like you've faced yourself a little bit. Like you've faced that change, and you've said, okay, I got it. I understand it. And now I need to move forward with that Ace of Pentacles. Even though that Ace of Pentacles is moving that way, I feel like this was kind of like saying that you broke out of these two things. So now you know that there's been a new beginning. However, this new beginning, you're leaving, which is fine. It's very interesting. Okay, so what is the Ace of Wands? What is this new energy about? Well, it's going to be something. You're going to have choices. Look at that. So, whatever this Ace of Wands is, and I love it because this Ace of Wands is such a beautiful card. I love that he's painting her, and it just, I mean, it almost feels like it should be an Ace of Cups, but it just feels good. So it's clarified with the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Two of Wands. There is something here with a relationship, definitely, but it's also about the choices within that relationship and how you're going to look at that. And then the Two of Wands says there is some kind of understanding here as well. This understanding allows for this new beginning to happen. And I think it gives you a new beginning with this person. I do feel like it's related to this Knight of Swords as well. This is our issue. But I do feel like, yeah, you like, okay, like this is, I have choices here. And I do feel like this Ace is about focusing on the good stuff and not focusing on the bad stuff. I know that's the Five of Cups, but in this deck, he's looking at the light versus the dark. And there's some cups over here in the dark, but he is only looking, or she, well, whoever, it's looking, the kitty is looking at the light. So I feel like this is you seeing the truth. And not necessarily the truth, but the good too, like the positive. Not focusing on something or looking at, no, I'm going to put these bad choices behind me now, and I'm going to look at what I can have that's good. And that's what that Ten of Cups is too. You know, it's just, it's a good feeling card. So yeah, things are coming together. I like this on as far as leaving this crud behind. I think this makes a lot of sense. And I hope I'm not like talking, let me know what you think. I mean, I really feel like I kind of read around it, but there was some energies over here that really caught my attention. And I think when you're doing a reading, and for those of you who are learning too, like when something catches your attention like that, that's what you need to focus on, because that's the important part of the reading. Especially if you're reading, like if you're looking at the cards and you have this like aha, like, oh my God, that's what that is. That is your key of intuition, spirit talking, whatever it is. It's that epiphany or that aha or that, oh my gosh, that's what the reading, you know, needs to be about. And that's when you allow yourself to really read well. To me, like when I see, if someone, you can read by just the meanings of the cards, absolutely, but the more intuitive readings come from the reader looking at the cards and allowing their just allowing their intuition and what they see in the cards to pan out. And I think that's when you really notice your readings start to change, because you allow yourself the freedom to read the way you want to read. You know what I mean? Like some people don't. Some people think they have to read by the meanings of the cards. And yes, the cards absolutely have meanings, and they absolutely and they should be considered all of the time. But the way they look and feel is just as important. Just like that Seven of Cups when I saw the light, and it matches the Six of Cups too. When you look at it, like the light on this side and the light on this side. You know, when you start looking at those kind of things, then you start really reading. So that there you have it, a little tip for reading. And I appreciate you. Please let me know what you think. Give me a comment, and let me know. Take care. Have a beautiful week. I like this energy. I feel like it's really good. It's very positive to me. There's some positive changes happening, And I feel like that's that Six of Cups and definitely that Ace of Wands. So take care. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.